Welcome back. In this lesson, we want to talk about comparison operators. The first thing we want to talk about is the equal. If I want to check if two variables, for example, are equal to each other. Okay. So the equal, I use two equal sign. So I can say x equal y. Like this, I can check if the x is equal to the y. Okay, I can convert the two values. So now if it is equal to y, the PHP interpreter will return the value true. If it's not, to return the value false. So now we know that it is equal, so it's 50, and this is also 50. It is equal to y. If I want to say not equal, if I want to check if it's not equal, I can say x exclamation mark and then equal sign and then y. So we take one equal sign out and put instead of it this sign. So this line of code will check if x is not equal to y. Okay, it will return true. So the opposite of the code right here. Another way also to check if it's not equal is smaller than and bigger than. So these two signs right here will check also if it's not equal, the same like this one here. Next we wanna check identical, which is similar to equal but with very big difference actually. The identical will check if the two variables are equal and also of the same type. So if I check, for example, x and operator for identical is 3 equal sign, so one more equal sign, and y. So this line of code will give me will return to me the value false, right? The value will be false, the answer back from the PHP. Okay, why is false? Because these ones are equal. This is 50 and 50. So this is the first condition. The second condition, they need to be of the same type. This is a string, the y, and the x is integer. So they are not of the same type. So it will give me false. But the equal will give me true, of course, because they are equal. So the equal don't check for the second condition, which is they are of the same type. Okay. So if I wanna write not identical, I will write, if I want to check for not identical, the same way I have equal and not equal, I have identical and not identical. So x exclamation mark again, and then 2 equals, and y. So like this, I will check if these two are not identical. So this is the opposite of this one up here. This one will check if they are identical, and this is if they are not identical. So in here I will get, of course, the return true because they are not identical. Okay. After identical, we want to see bigger and smaller than. Bigger and smaller than. I can check two variables if one is bigger than the other one or one is smaller than the other one. For example, I can say x and smaller than sign and then y. And the same way I can check the opposite, which is if it's bigger with the bigger than sign. So this is quite obvious, I think. It needs no more explaining. And we can also in the bigger and smaller, we can check if it's equal to it or bigger than it. So for example, if I say x equal smaller or bigger than, so what is the difference between this one and this one, or this one, sorry. Okay, what is the difference between the two? The first one, this one will check if it's bigger than. So let's say that x is 55. okay, and y is 50. This one will check if x is bigger than y, which is true. And this one will check, the second one, will check if the x is the same as y, so it's 50, or bigger than y. Okay, so if x is, let's take it back to 50. In here, this one will be true, but this one will not be true, because now x is not bigger than y, but it is equal to it. Okay, so this one will be true, but this one here will not be true because it's not checking if it's equal to it or not. It's checking if it's bigger than it or not. Okay, and the same, the smaller than also have with the equal sign. Okay, and that is all there is to comparison operators. We have nothing more to talk about, and I hope this was not too confusing. I will see you in the next lesson.